Team Genkai entered in the game during the last set and didn't make much of a splash. However, in this set, its main way of playing has come out and is now one of the best decks in the game. So what does the team do now? It still uses techniques, but now it uses one specific technique to try and win. That technique is Devastating Combination, or what me and my friends like to call Devo. Other cards that make it into the deck are Overwhelming Kill as well as Contemplate. Another great card that works for this team is Abduction. Since the team bonus works while entering combat, you won't need it for much, so 3 Spirit to draw 2 cards is a great card. Is it good? It just turned into one of the best teams in the game, just because of Devastating Combination and its ability. Pros? The ability to get the technique you want and then one-shot a person makes you have one of the most impressive decks when it comes to pure power. Cons? Well, you kinda need 3 cards for it to work. Minimum. And if you can get those 3 cards, it works, but if you can't, you won't get out that hit you need for a win. Teams will have it be, a good time against? Well, Uratogi is one of them since you only need to discard 1 card. It could also fight anyone that has a low defense. Teams will have a hard time against? Well, probably Ishigaki. Maybe. Also, any team with defensive capabilities that just throw up so much defense on themselves that they just become the biggest wall ever. As for the deck, well, you're going to want 3 Devo, as well as any attacks with a ridiculous amount of power. Regardless of how much it costs, you won't really be attacking with it, so why not put it in? How does it work? Well, there is now a new Yukaito who is going to start showing how broken the team can actually really be. He's not only going to let you use the team bonus, but you discard the top 4 off of your deck to get a technique, if there's one in there. If you get any one of the 2 cards in the combo with this ability, you can just then search for the other part. Hopefully, you will by this time get an Overwhelming Kill within your first hand or so, since it's, if you get that, you're just done. What you want to do is keep the second Yukaito from the Dark Tournament in the deck because he won't really be needed, but if you want a 5th character, he's in there. So, he can't also be used while the Yukaito is out, so he has to stay in the deck as well. As for the others, I would think Murota being in slot 4 to look at the opponent's hand as long as possible would be a good spot. Putting Mitsunori in slot 2 or 3 is also fine because you'll have the technique you need for the most part in the discard pile while you search for the other one. Just again, hope for an Overwhelming Kill. In conclusion, Team Genkai has one of the best decks in the game. Set 3 shows how broken the deck can be. In later sets, you'll find that it just gets even more broken with the introduction of newer cards and techniques that just have even more power and make it more ridiculous. Should you run Genkai? Well, if you want a quick game with an easy win, there's not many who can actually fight this team right now. Just hope that you're not fighting someone who wants the same kind of deck, because if you don't go first, you're probably going to lose.